Japan's animation industry is in serious trouble, and China is looking to take over? According to new data from Teikoku Databank, 2025 is the third year in a row where more anime studios are shutting down. So far this year, 8 studios have already closed or declared bankruptcy. And what's scary is that this is happening while anime is more popular than ever. The problem? Most of the money goes to the companies that own the IP. Animation studios barely get enough funding to pay animators or cover production costs. And Japan is still facing major labor shortages in the animation field. Because of that, studios are being forced to rush projects, outsource to foreign teams, and deliver inconsistent quality, which is exactly what we're seeing with shows like One Punch Man Season 3. Meanwhile, China's animation industry is booming. Production costs are about 1/3 of Japan's. The government is investing heavily, and shows like Lord of Mysteries and To Be Hero X are blowing up worldwide. Some Chinese donghua are even being dubbed and released in Japan now. If Japan doesn't change how profits are distributed, China might actually overtake them.
China just declared war on Japan's anime industry. And it all started with one sentence about Taiwan. Japan's Prime Minister said that if China attacks Taiwan, Japan will treat it as a national threat. Beijing responded instantly. Major Japanese anime films, including Crayon Shinchan and Cells at Work, were pulled from Chinese theaters overnight. Then it got worse. Big Chinese travel agencies stopped selling trips to Japan completely. That's 7.5 million tourists gone, and billions in spending wiped out. This isn't military warfare, it's economic retaliation, and anime is the first casualty.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Andy Matrix back with another video, and we're back talking about China. So look, we all know that Japan's population is going down, right? Japan is not making enough babies, nobody's dating, blah 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 blah, freakity blah. We all know that story, it's all over the news, right? And you know, the population has been going down for the last, what, I think 15 years, maybe a little more than that.
Hello, this is Yami Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! And make sure to subscribe to Andy Matrix's channel. Now on with the show.
I think since the 90s, since the late 90s, the population of Japan has been going down. You know, it's really hurting the workforce, because if you don't have enough people being born, then the next generation is not going to take over the jobs, and then the baby boomers won't be able to, to retire. Gotta get back to work, guys, so that the baby boomers can, can get their pension. But anyways, okay, so the anime industry is making record profits, but it's not going to the studios, right? It's not going to the studios. It's going to the corporations that produce them. You know, corporations like Sony, Aniplex, and I forgot the other ones. Can't think of the names right now. But look, the corporations in Japan that pay the anime studios to produce the anime, right? You know what I'm talking about. The anime community. The anime committee. I can't talk today. What's wrong with me? Right? So Japan's really struggling. And I actually made a video about some Japanese studios shutting down. There was about 5 Japanese studios that shut down, right? 5 of them shut down. I think more. I think it's like up to like 10 of them shut down in 2025. So while the anime industry is making more billions than ever, anime studios are shutting down. And why is that? Because they don't have enough people working for them. And there's not enough people coming into the workforce to be animators. And why would they? Why would they? To make animation for a bunch of ungrateful anime fans in America? While getting paid less than a McDonald's employee. You know, making freaking minimum wage. Why would they want that? Why would they want to, like, put themselves in poverty like that? Right? But while this is happening in Japan, Chinese anime. What should we call it? Chinese anime? Chinese animation? Is on the rise. Right? Chinese animation is on the rise, and one of the most popular, most recent Chinese anime is called Fog Halo 5 Elements. I'll play a clip.
This anime shit, Japan gonna need to start ripping pages out of China's book when it comes to this whole marketing shit, bro. Because when it comes to building up hype and anticipation for a series, bro, China is undefeated in 2025. I mean, do y'all see what the fuck they've been doing with Lord of the Mysteries, bro? They've been giving us a trailer each and every single fucking day for each and every single character that's about to be important to the story, and the shit looks fire for all them. And that's on top of the 3 other trailers that they already gave us for the series, bro. Like, these motherfuckers are really undefeated. Like, y'all, this shit got more trailers than Gachi Akura, Dan Da Dan, Sakamoto Days, and Kaiju number 8 fucking combined. And they're all coming out at the same time, but this is not even the first time we're seeing this type of strong promotion from Bilibili in China, because they were doing the same exact shit with 2B Hero X. We got 2 character previews for each of the top 10 heroes on top of the trailers, on top of an extended scene of the number 1 hero X. And besides the trailers, these are cuts that are not even in the fucking anime. All I'm saying is Japan gonna need to step their innovation game up because China taking over.
Okay, it is China's greatest anime at the moment. And I've actually heard of this. I think I saw it during the pandemic, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe a little bit before the pandemic. I think 2019, 2018, sometime around there. The anime came out like years ago, before the pandemic, I remember. And the clips have been running around the internet of that anime. And it's got a lot of cool scenes, a lot of action, and kids love it, you know. And while Japan's breaking box office records in the movie theaters with Demon Slayer, you know, the Demon Slayer Infinity Castle, Demon Slayer in Infinity Train, Chinese anime has been getting more and more viewers around the world. Okay, so I actually talked about this in another video. While Hollywood is dying and nobody wants to go to the theaters because nobody trusts Hollywood anymore and people are very iffy about modern movies, Japan is taking advantage of this opportunity and putting more anime movies in theaters. Hopefully, the billions of dollars that these movies are making, the anime movies, are actually funding the studio so that they can stay in business. Hopefully. Right? So, anime is going to continue to make more anime movies for the movie theaters. Right? We already saw Chainsaw Man putting a movie out in theaters. Right? We're gonna see more of that. I think that's gonna be their cash cow. You know, that's gonna be their cash cow from now on, just putting their movies out there in theaters and raking in the billions of dollars that Hollywood could have been making. Oh, how times have changed. But look, here are some Chinese anime titles that are becoming popular. So one of them, for example, is Lord of Mysteries. Right? Lord of Mysteries. Another one called 2BX. Right, with an X at the end, 2BX. And one of them is actually on Netflix. It's called Neza. And this is the second movie. Put a picture of it here. But Neza is actually on Netflix. There's actually a couple of other 3D animation Chinese anime on Netflix. You know, they're running around on Netflix. I don't know the names of them, but they're on Netflix. Look it up. So what should we call them? Should we call them just Chinese anime, Chinese animation, or should we call them Chanime? Chanime. That doesn't sound so bad. Chanime. How does that sound? Leave a comment. Tell me how that sounds. Chanime. Does that sound good? Or should we give it a different name? But anyways, Chinese anime is on the rise, and because of Japan's lack of workforce, China can overtake the anime industry like they did with everything else. Because remember, one of the main reasons China wins is because of their population. They have such a huge population that, you know, they can have. That's always been China's winning strategies, that they have so many people, a billion people, and a highly educated population, mind you. Right, so they use their population to mass produce Android phones and iPhones, and they can mass produce anime. They can mass produce anime. And honestly, you know, Japan already created the blueprint. All that China has to do is just do it a little better than Japan. And voila. And put it out there all over the world. In Netflix, in Hulu, and fucking, what else we got? HBO Max, right? All these streaming services. And then guess who's gonna be, raking in profits from merchandise? China, Chinese companies. China's already somewhat taking over the video game industry because they've been making a lot of really good games. Last year, 2024, was Black Myth Wukong. This year is where the wind goes, where the wind meets, and they have a couple of other ones that are coming out. There's Chinese games, right? There's Phantom Blade Zero. I'm actually interested in that one. I want to play that one. Phantom Blade Zero and a couple of other titles, all action games. They look like God of War. Chinese God of War, that's what they look like. Okay, so China's already having, big wins, a lot of wins, a lot of victories in the gaming industry. It's only a matter of time before they overtake, the anime industry as well. And then Japan's gonna start bowing down to China, like everybody else is. But hey, whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell for future notifications. Guys, it's your boy Animatrix. Godspeed.